The moment the police cruiser rolled to a stop in front of my house, lights flashing like I'd committed a federal crime, I knew exactly who had called them, Karen. The woman had a talent for turning the smallest inconvenience into a full-blown emergency. But this time, she had no idea who she was messing with, or how badly fate was about to pay her back. It started on a quiet Sunday morning. I'd just returned from a 36-hour duty shift. I serve in the military, nothing fancy, but enough responsibility that sleep becomes a luxury. My eyelids were heavier than my duffel bag, and all I wanted was to park in my driveway and collapse into bed. But halfway up my driveway, my truck sputtered and died. Battery gone. I put it in park right there, halfway blocking the sidewalk. Not ideal, but I was too drained to care. I'd fix it later. I grabbed my bag and started walking toward my front door when I heard the voice I dreaded more than surprise inspections. That is illegal. You can't block the sidewalk. I turned, and there she was, Karen, the self-appointed guardian of the HOA, despite not actually being on the board. Eyes wide, arms crossed, phone already in hand. It's my driveway, I muttered, too tired to argue. The truck broke down. I'll move it after I sleep. That's not how this works, she snapped. We have rules in this neighborhood. And you can't just break them because you're whoever you think you are. I didn't even have the energy to explain. I just walked inside. 15 minutes later, yes, 15 minutes into my sleep, the banging started. Violent, repetitive, police-level knocking. I dragged myself to the door, half convinced it was a dream. It wasn't. 2 officers stood there, polite but firm. And behind them, peeking around like she was directing a movie about herself, was Karen. Sir, the officer said, we received a report about a vehicle illegally blocking public access. I blinked slowly, trying to parse the absurdity. It's my car. In my driveway. Karen shoved herself forward. The rules state, we'll handle it, ma'am, the officer said, shutting her down. They asked for my ID. Routine. No big deal. I gave it to them. The problem, my ID shows my military status. And as soon as they saw it, everything changed. Sir, we're going to need you to come with us. Your commanding office has issued a summons. My stomach dropped. What? Why? But they didn't know. They just had instructions. Karen smirked like she'd finally defeated the neighborhood menace. She didn't realize she had just triggered something far bigger than an HOA fine. I was escorted to base. My exhaustion evaporated, replaced with dread. Being summoned unexpectedly is never good. When I arrived, my commanding officer looked up, confused. At ease. Sit, he said. I expected anger. Instead, he sighed like he was holding back laughter. Son, why are local police informing me you were reported for blocking your own driveway? I rubbed my temples. Sir, my truck broke down. He raised a hand. I know. They told me everything. I just had to make sure it wasn't a real issue. I exhaled in relief. But then he leaned forward. You dealing with someone, a neighbor? Oh, that was an understatement. I explained everything. The harassment, the nitpicking, the constant complaints filed through the HOA. How she had reported me multiple times for things like, wearing boots too loudly, or, parking too straight. My CO sat back. Interesting, he said, because the police forwarded something else. He pulled a folder from his desk. Inside were photos. Karen had been taking pictures of my house for months. Photos of me coming home at odd hours. Photos of my truck. Photos of my backyard. All sent to the HOA, and then forwarded to the police when she insisted I was suspicious. She's been stalking you, he said bluntly. I stared at the photos, stunned. She even wrote, he added, reading her message aloud, I think he's hiding military equipment at his home. My jaw dropped. I had one old metal toolbox and a lawnmower. My CO stood. We're filing a harassment report. You don't deserve this nonsense while serving your country. But karma wasn't done yet. 2 weeks later, the HOA held an emergency meeting. Karen walked in wearing a blazer like she was about to win an election. She had no idea the officers inside were waiting for her. The HOA president cleared his throat. Karen, the board has received formal complaints. Against you. She blinked. Against me. For what? I'm the only one keeping this neighborhood in order. The police stepped forward. We need to speak with you about harassment, trespassing, misuse of emergency services, and filing false reports. Her face drained of color. What? No. I was protecting the neighborhood. You filed 9 false police reports, one officer said. You stalked your neighbor. You submitted unauthorized surveillance photos. And you lied about military misconduct. The room fell silent. I watched from the back. Karen exploded. He blocks sidewalks. He wears uniforms. He thinks he's special. The HOA president sighed. Karen, this isn't a military base. You don't command anyone here. She was removed from the meeting, ranting about rules and danger and conspiracies. 1 month later, she was officially removed from the HOA, fined thousands, and forced to attend a hearing for harassment and misuse of 911. As for me, my CO personally wrote a letter stating I had exhibited exemplary restraint in the face of civilian harassment. The HOA even apologized, publicly. And Karen, she now avoids me like I'm radioactive. Funny how the woman who tried to control everyone ended up losing all control of her own life. All because she couldn't mind her own business, and called the police on a man blocking his own driveway.